Hey friends, this is Dolynny TV. Glad to have you aboard this afternoon, this evening, tomorrow, whenever you're tuning in, as we get set up to discuss, of course, the Edmonton Oilers' recent three-game road trip and as well the Oilers' goaltending situation a little bit further, the miraculous turnaround by the Oilers defense, and of course one Stuart Skinner supplemented in a couple of games so far this year by Calvin Pickard, who's been solid. And obviously the Oilers' goaltending and defense has been a big reason why the Oilers are 18-3-0 over the past 21 games. So we'll discuss that all here in a matter of a few moments. But friends, before we do that, if you are new to the channel, I would encourage you to hit that subscribe button. I know I've been pushing hard on this, but we have just now crossed below 485 subscribers to go till 15,000. So definitely your help is greatly appreciated. As we go along though, friends, let's go here. Skinner's stats this season. This is what I really want to harp home on, is Stuart Skinner has turned things around tremendously. He's now at 18 wins, 9 losses, 1 overtime loss on the season, 2 shutouts, 2.63 goals against average, and a .903 save percentage this season. So you think about those for Stuart Skinner, just to give you an idea, that 263 is a tick off, literally 001 off of his career best in those few games there early on in 21-22, kind of way early in his career. And now you look at this here for Stuart Skinner. It's been amazing to watch him bring that goals against average down, game by game. Is there still some faults in his game? Sure, there's faults in everybody's game, right? Even Connor McDavid, we can say sometimes he's guilty of this or guilty of that. So with Stuart Skinner last night, right, you saw he was guilty of maybe getting over a little slow on the Caulfield goal. Ends up just absolutely stymieing the Montreal Canadiens from there. So again, if you're going to give up 1 goal a game, the Edmonton Oilers, as they have all road trip, are going to probably find a way to win hockey games. And that's the nice part too, when you keep it close goaltending out of a guy like Calvin Pickard on your backup nights. That's a huge add to this Oilers goaltending mix as well. A lot of this though is credit, I will say, to the defense figuring themselves out, kind of slowing down, kind of allowing Paul Coffey to work through and make them play a little bit more to his style as opposed to whatever was going on before with Dave Manson. So you look at the creativity from the defense, you look at more of the responsibility from a guy like Bouchard, you look at Darnell Nurse and Cody Ceci being able to slow their minutes a bit as well. It's been a fantastic transformation for the Oilers defense, and that allowed the Oilers goaltending, especially early on under Chris Knoblauch, to steady off and kind of start getting in a rhythm. And that's why I say this isn't all fully about, of course, the Edmonton Oilers defense. Is when it comes down to it, you got to think the Oilers goaltending was able to get steadied out a bit, and then all of a sudden they were able to get comfortable in terms of Pickard and of course Skinner in net, and they have been absolutely rolling since, right? Since those early first few games under Chris Knoblauch, the Oilers goaltending and defense settled down, and now you see, and we are as fans reaping the rewards of that situation, both on defense and goaltending happening. So it's fantastic to see what the Oilers have been able to do here. And now the big part is, I think, again, anybody that was kind of, Stuart Skinner's not my guy, I'm not sold on Calvin Pickard, I think fair enough that you could say these guys can ride us all the way into the playoffs right now. Again, is a tandem of Skinner and Pickard good enough to win the cup? That's why I continue to talk about a trade deadline upgrade on Cal Pickard. But, end of the day, is if you're going to get lights out goaltending like this, it's going to be pretty hard to ignore other needs to try and upgrade a position that is not your biggest weakness at current when it comes to the reason why you win or lose games. So that's the big part here for the Edmonton Oilers right now, friends, is the goaltending has absolutely changed the conversation. I know we talked about it earlier on in this win streak, but you look at 3 games in which the Oilers struggle heavily to score enough goals to win games, and the goaltending in turn is giving them enough goaltending to win each of those 3 games. And of course it was 2 from Skinner, 1 from Pickard, and all 3 starts were absolutely brilliant, and the reason, big part, why we were able to win those hockey games out east on that original 6 swing. So friends, I guess we'll stay tuned, see what happens, but I'm pretty impressed with where our goalies are right now. I think a couple of people misconstrued that from the video this morning, and again, friends, I will try and remind you, I'm not sitting here saying that our guys are the worst guys on the planet, because I know better than that. You don't win 10 games in a row without having some pretty good hockey players on your team. But there is always the chance to get better, and you have to talk about that. But for right now, I guess we can sit back and enjoy being a pretty good hockey team right now. And obviously the goaltending has done what they've done. No upgrades yet, and the Oilers have won 18 of the past 21 games. Friends, I'm Tyson, this is Dolynny TV. Thank you so much for being aboard here this afternoon, this evening, tomorrow. Like I said, whenever you're tuning in, I am up on Out of Here.